your dorsolateral surface. So how can you tell which pole is anterior or frontal and which pole is occipital or posterior? So, diba, there's like murag a curve here. So, or this is your Sylvian fissure. So wherever your Sylvian fissure will face, that's your frontal pole or anterior part. So, dinhi man siya ni face. So, dinhi ang frontal pole. And dinhi si occipital pole. Okay? Malang mabali niya in practical. So, anyway, so this is your central sulcus of Rolando. So, murag, how can you differentiate it? Kay, it's longer than the others and murag deeper sa siya gamay. And then, if you check kay, it continues to the back into the paracentral lobule. So, that's your central sulcus of Rolando. Okay, so frontal lobe first. From your central sulcus of Rolando, the gyrus in front of it, this is your precentral gyrus. And then, the sulcus beside it is your precentral sulcus. Okay? So, this is your superior frontal sulcus. And then above it is your superior frontal gyrus. Then this is your inferior frontal sulcus. And then, between the superior frontal sulcus and the inferior frontal sulcus is your middle frontal gyrus. Okay? So, below your inferior frontal sulcus is your inferior frontal gyrus. Yeah, sorry. And then, dili ko sure pero, di ka siya klaro, but this part here, diba, it forms a triangle. So, this is your pars triangularis. And then, in front of your pars triangularis is your pars orbitalis, this part here. And then, behind your pars triangularis is your pars opercularis. Okay? And then, this line is your anterior ramus. So, your anterior ramus is between your pars orbitalis and your pars triangularis. And then, this line here is your ascending ramus, and it's between your pars triangularis and your pars opercularis. Okay? So, that's your frontal lobe. And then, let's go to the parietal lobe. So, from your central sulcus of Rolando, behind it is your postcentral gyrus. And then, beside your postcentral gyrus is your postcentral sulcus. Okay? So, this sulcus here, this is your intraparietal sulcus. Intraparietal sulcus. So, above your intraparietal sulcus is your superior parietal lobule. And then below it is your inferior parietal lobule. So, your inferior parietal lobule has two parts. This is the more anterior gyrus is your supramarginal gyrus. And then the more posterior one is your angular gyrus. Okay. In pictures, your supramarginal gyrus will surround your it will surround your Sylvian fissure, while your angular gyrus will surround your superior temporal sulcus in pictures. But here it's not that clear. Okay, so we'll go now to the temporal lobe. So your temporal lobe, this is your Sylvian fissure. Below your Sylvian fissure is your superior temporal gyrus. Then below your superior temporal gyrus is your superior temporal sulcus. Then below your superior temporal sulcus is your middle temporal gyrus. Then below your middle temporal gyrus is your middle temporal sulcus. Then below it pa jud is your inferior temporal gyrus. Okay? Yeah. And then, so we'll go now to the occipital lobe. There's, wala ang occipital lobe, kaya wala siya gyrus or anything. But this one here, if you look at it medially, it's your parieto-occipital fissure. So it will continue a bit in front. So if you draw an imaginary line from your parieto-occipital fissure to your pre-occipital notch, it will form your occipital lobe. There. So, more na siya. That's it.